Hello, Spinner94 here, bringing you an old Pokemon Wi-Fi battle I had, maybe a good year ago or something now. So this is one of the few battles that decided for me anyway, I was going to start my Pokemon channel. I had a look at it, as I say, this is the point where I thought to myself, you know what, I am not actually terrible at this game. So this is the team I was running, pretty OU at the time. I believe Diancie was surprisingly in UU for this. I was really surprised Diancie was UU, and so was Alakazam back in the day. I'd say that was like ages ago, this is only about a year ago. So anyway, Addio from my XCOM, and he leads off with his Peter Parker, which is a pretty nice name. So I hit this thing with a fake out here, and that's going to shut that up. So I decided to set up a sword stance, because I thought, even if he buzzbugs, you know what I mean, goes for that move, he's going to go for the sticky web instead. So at least with the sword stance up, I'm able to take this thing out, and I was running Night Slash back then instead of Knockoff, but Knockoff is certainly the more useful move. So he brings in his V here, and I just got to hit this thing up with a nice shot, and that nearly does half damage. I'd say it does a good 45%. So I get hit with the Moonblast, and of course that's going to bring me down to my sash, and he's going to get some lefties. I didn't think Weavile would be greatly useful in this match, especially since the sticky web was up now. So I'll go for the ice shot again, and I actually nearly take this thing out. My god, that must have been the really high end of damage calcs. So that was a pretty good start for me there, taking out one of his Pokemon and getting this thing down to a very low degree of health, where it's not going to be like 100% useful. So I bring my own Diancie here, and he goes for the Hidden Power, and I was thinking, oh my god, this better not be Hidden Power Steel, but it's probably Hidden Power Grass or something like that. As I end up going for the Diamond Storm and taking this thing out, and of course getting the nice little defense boost as well. So I was hoping to use that defense boost to my advantage as he brings in his Arbok here, but I thought, you know what, I don't particularly want to take any risks with this thing. So he intimidates me, but I am Clay Body, so Diancie doesn't give a damn about this Cobra. As I'm going to switch out here, and he's going to go for the Coil. I'm like, okay, I like this guy, he's using an unusual Pokemon and he knows what he's doing, the Coil's gonna do some damage. But he goes for the Gunk Shot here, and that does a decent chunk of damage considering how bulky Weezing is. But I'm gonna go straight for the Will-O-Wisp, especially seeing it since it's an Intimidate one and not a Shed Skin one, which is gonna shut this thing down for good. And it's not going to be nearly as threatening. So he goes for a Coil again, he's going to increase his attack and speed. So this thing's not as scary with the burn, but it's still quite a threat. As I do go for the Flamethrower here, and that doesn't do too much damage. So at this point, this is definitely one of the points where I realised Weezing was going to be one of my favourite Pokemon for competitive to use on a team, because it's still not a lot of people expected it. It can work in, and even go to say OU to agree, because it's only got the one weakness, and you can build a nice team around Weezing, as I'm sure you've seen in many of my videos if you're a permanent watcher. Anyway, so we're going to have a little bit of stall here, as he's just going to try and take out the Weezing. He's leaving it in for Death Fodder and just, to punch the Weezing out as much as I can. So anyway, question of the day, what's your favourite poison type? So definitely an interesting one, since we've got a lot of poison types out here. I'm going to say a Weezing myself, because just saying how awesome Weezing's doing it. So he goes into Squiddiddly here, and at this point in time, I didn't know this thing got Shell Smash, and it's going to do that in a minute after I get caught in the sticky web, so it does go for said Shell Smash, and I am not looking forward to this, because I'm going to get smashed off this thing. So Lord Helix is going to come in and start wrecking my face here, and it reveals he's a White Herb one, so that's not too good for me, as I'm going to kick an Ice Beam surprisingly well. So that's good for showing its bulk, as I go for the Thunderbolt here and do a huge chunk of damage to this thing as it goes to the Ice Beam again, and doesn't do too much. So thankfully this thing wasn't a Cloyster. Cloyster's, I don't know, Lord Helix definitely has his advantage. I shouldn't be dissing the Lord. So anyway, Lord Helix goes down here, so he does bring in his Dingus here. So I did decide to switch out, because Gudra can definitely be used for later on, as I'm going to go straight back into Toxic. As he goes for the EQ, which I didn't really predict, but I knew this thing could definitely carry. So he's going to withdraw that, obviously not one to get Will-O-Wisp. And he goes into his Weezing, which is a terrible choice, as it's going to get Will-O-Wisp. And yes, you might be able to set up Sword Dance, but you saw I had the Flamethrower, but at this point I think Weezing just kind of really counteracted his team. So he's going to go for the Night Slash here, hoping for the crit, and he does get said crit and does quite a nice chunk of damage considering he's burned. But with Weavile being incredibly fragile, I do look for the Weavile, as you see on this team. I know what this thing's capable of, and it certainly isn't capable of taking out a Weezing without a Swords Dance or two. So it's going to hit with a Night Slash again. He gets another crit. My god, this thing is breaking out the crits, and it's Life Orb. I was thinking it was one of the items that increase your critical hit chance, the Sniper Scope or something, I believe it's called. I must admit, the name of the item slips my mind at the minute, but meh. So he goes back into his Dingus, which is finally Pokemon here, which is a nice shiny Pinsir. I do want a shiny Pinsir myself, it's pretty pimp shiny. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I miss the attack, and I'm like, oh darn. So this thing's going to Rock Tomb again, and it's going to not take me out, as I'm going to get burned. I think what he was trying to do there, he was trying to take me out so he could get the increase increasing his attack with the Moxie boost and start trying to get some kind of a sweeper there, Mega Evolve. So he's got to take his opportunity to Mega Evolve now, but unfortunately at this point I'm pretty sure you've all figured out it's way too little, way too late. So he goes for the Swords Dance here as he wants to try and just increase the attack, as I'm going to go for the Flamethrower and it's going to do a nice chunk of damage. But I must admit here, it does show the power of Mega Pinsakov. I'm a very bulky Weezing and he goes for the quick attack here. Yeah, with that Aerial Ace boost and, you know, just the Swords Dance, even with a burn, this thing is not to be underestimated. So I'll go to Nelly here. Nelly's going to be nice and sturdy since there's no Stealth Rocks on the field. I was going to be able to take this thing out either way, but the Pride of the Ice Shard is going to certainly seal me the game. So thank you all very much for watching. This has been Spinner94 bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Feel free to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and if you really want, share the video out. It'd help me out a lot. And of course, as ever, I hope you all have a nice day.